Salt Lake City, or as Utes fans like to call it, Salt Lac City, faces the Salt City. Utah and Syracuse battle for the first time ever here in the JMA Wireless Dome. Mason Cone to take the opening face-off for Syracuse. Tyler Clokel for Utah. And it's Cone who wins the first battle. We're underway. Spallina, 29 points, leading the Orange. Passes to Leo. The ball falls out of his stick. Knocked down to the turf. Back to his feet. Loses the ball, and Spallina's there to clean it up. Utah with some tight defense early on here, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a noon start, I think. Just a little bit sloppy for Syracuse.
Spallina shot stopped by Lenskold.
And Joey Spallina's moving all over the place. He was really shut down last game. We've seen him on the wing already. We've seen him at X. We've seen him up top.
Sam English loses the ball. Utah causes a turnover. So how about that? The Utes make the first stop in this game. They're immediately down the other side of the turf. Ball batted around. Billy Dwan scoops it up for SU. Alexo, he is checked right at the restraining line. Boy, the Utes and the Orange have come up with some aggression. Away, shovels in front. Spallina shot, stopped by Lenskold. Surveying, Steins moves to his right. It's pushed down to the turf by Figueres. Bradbury's shot goes in the back of the net. Utah, with stellar ball movement, scores first.
You just can't give Tyler Bradbury that much space. Nick Kikemo slid away from him. You saw the man fall to the ground, and Kikemo, I think, kind of pounced on this situation, thought that he could have taken the turnover, but then you leave a man wide open about 13 yards out. That's a goal 10 times out of 10. Not the rotation there on the Syracuse defense, and I mean, how about a perfect start here for Utah to take the lead?
Luke Roa gets double-teamed, somehow navigates through and passes to Muley. Spallina has the ball, goal line extended, pass in front, and a score! A quick stick from Jackson Burtwhistle. Knots the game up in one.
It's been a slow start to the year for Burtwhistle after missing the first couple of games due to injury. Scored one last time out and gets the bouncer there. That's where Syracuse is most successful. The cuts and Joey Spallina with the perfect look. You can't give Spallina that much room. If he has his hands free, he is going to thread the needle every single time.
Feeds down low to Spallina. Short stick on 22. It looks like a long pull there on Spallina. Hit straight away. With the sideliner stopped by Lenskold. And the Orange win the battle.
Something interesting is the long stick that's on Spallina is not Joey Boylston, not the first-team All-ASUN guy. You'd expect he'd be the man who picks up the star, but it's not him. Boylston's really staying on the crease.
The Orange back in the goal column. Quick restart. And the Orange take advantage.
That's where Michael Leo had so much success against Maryland. When he has a shorty on him, he's going to get the work done. He's a former attackman, so he's got all the skill in the world. The second that he has any space, he's going to fire a shot off, and perfect placement there. The 5-hole in between the legs. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Sends it up top to Hiltz. Spallina backs down his defender. Scanning for options. Feed in front is knocked down. And the Utes cause another turnover. Justice Peterson, the senior midfielder, crosses the restraining line, but the pass is off. Alexo scoops it up. Races to the offensive zone. Muley, he whiffs. And Lenskold scoops it up rather easily.
You got to convert on opportunities like that. That should have been an easy goal. Muley just lost it. Just maybe not fully in it with this being a noon start and coming off of a game that was intense as Maryland on Saturday.
Cody Hart, junior midfielder for the Utes. On the left side, scores into the top left corner. Will Mark couldn't get above his right shoulder. And the Utes knocked the game up at 2.
That was just a laser from Cody Hart. A great job initially to create separation from Vinny Trujillo, and then a perfect shot right under the bar. Will Mark just can't get to it in time. A perfect placement, a ton of speed on it, ton of power. And this Utah team just so efficient on offense so far.
Spallina Double team, passes off. Almost too quick passing for Syracuse, but English has it. Racing to the net, passes to Muley, wraps around and scores! When you double team, there's one man open, and that time it was Christian Muley. 3-2 Cuse.
Yeah, Christian Muley didn't get the last finish, but gets this one. The nice job to get around the crease, and just a great finish there from Christian Muley. He's not a guy who's ever going to be phased, and puts the Cuse on top.
And the opportunity to win right here inside the Dome. Instead, our first loss of the season for Syracuse, now 3-1 on the season. And last year, the Orange 8-7, 1-5 in ACC play. And Owen Hiltz wants to make the Orange go 4-1. Screaming down the left wing, the Canadian makes it 4-2 Cuse.
It's so important for Owen Hiltz to get involved early in a game, for him to get going in the first quarter, because sometimes if he doesn't, he kind of falls off towards the end. But there, the nice fake, almost lost the angle at the last second, but gets the goal.
But he has continued his streak of at least 1 point in every game that he's played in college. That streak is now north of 30 games.
Joe, Utah's going with 3 pulls on the faceoff right now. After losing so many at the start, they had to change something.
DePonio almost scoops it up for Utah. Still ping-ponging around all the way to Nick Kakemo. The Orange control, not after it's swatted out of his stick. So now Utah will control, and they step on the gas. Stein's shot swallowed up by Mark.
That's the type of aggression that I like to see, though, from this Utah squad.
Carson Moyer, now he can't come back on the field until the next dead ball.
Yeah, that can be a good amount of time, because that means the ball's got to go out of bounds. Can't just be turnovers. He's got to wait until that dead ball.
And Carson Moyer, he's got 4 goals this year. Sam Alexo's got goals too. The 3rd long pole goal of the year. The senior LSM strings it and makes it 5-0 Syracuse. 5-2 Syracuse, I should say.
It's so rare to find an LSM like Sam Alexo, who has the power and the accuracy on his shot like he does. They give him any room in the world, and he will place it perfectly, and it will be a rocket. You see that perfect shot, offside hip, so hard for a goalie to stop.
Mason Gunn's been a revelation so far this season for Syracuse. Gets tripped down to the ground. Syracuse wants a call, and they don't get it. Passes down low to Steins. Rotates on Figueres. Still to his strong side. Bounces it in between Mark's legs. What a crafty finish for Tyler Bradbury. And the Syracuse lead is cut to 2.
And that was a great defensive play there by Figueres. Physical, he almost gets his stick in the way too, pushing as the shot gets off, but I love that bounce shot. It's almost like a lost start sometimes, but Ryan Steins understands that he's got to elevate to be able to have any room for his hands to have a lot of power, and then he bounces it past Will Mark, so hard to stop. It's one of the things that makes Steins so special.
Utah, 2 straight unsuccessful clears. Owen Hiltz near the doorstep. He scores! The hidden ball trick works to perfection. Fooled us here in the booth as Finn Thompson scores and makes it 6-3 Orange. That's how crafty this offense is, Adam.
I got to take another look. I lost that there.
I was staring at Hiltz the whole time.
I thought that was Hiltz the entire. You'll see them try it all the time. Almost every single possession. They'll say, hey, why not here? So you see, Finn Thompson has it the entire time. And credit to our cameraman for keeping it on him. Everyone's got all the attention here on Hiltz, and then Finn Thompson almost out of the shot, right through the legs of Christian Muley. That almost hit Muley. No one saw it coming. That's as easy of a goal as it'll ever get. Just wide open net, just put it in.
Doubles up Syracuse's lead.
Yeah, and with some of the issues that the Orange have had on offense, it's kind of crazy to see that they have 6 goals in this quarter.
Billy Dwan's pass to Muley, successful. Now look at this. Hiltz, he scores on a wide open net. Utah tried to up the ante, but Syracuse's patience works to success. 7-3 Orange. Let's watch this, Adam, and see how this all develops.
But the Utes are going to be so aggressive here. The 10-man ride. You see, the goalie's all the way up about 30 yards high at cage because that's what this Utah team is going to have to do to get possession. But, of course, that leaves men wide open right near the net. Owen Hiltz, when he has an open net, he's going to score that any day of the week. I mean, if anything, that's a good thing, right? If you cannot be playing your A game and score 7 goals in 1 quarter.
Last chance for the Cuse. Leo, pass in front. Muley behind the back, rings off the pipe. SU still with possession. Leo loses the handle, knocked down to the ground. And what's the call? Push. 2 seconds left. SU's just got to ring a shot. Muley misses high, and that ends the quarter. Cody Hart attacks, and his shot misses high.
This Utah offense going right after the short sticks every single time, every single possession. Pick out the shorty and dodge right at him.
The long sticks for Syracuse. Figueres, Dwan, and Kakemo.
Yeah, Jay.
Alexa, the long stick midfielder there. Locked up the Utah attacker, which allowed Will Mark to make the stop. But there's no call.
That's what you want to see from Roa. Without Stevens on this second line, I think there were some questions coming into this game of what would the clearing look like, but a great job there from Roa.
Spalina got some space, but Lenskold made the stop. Will Mark's been tested here early on. So is the Syracuse defense. Long stick, Matt Wright gets separated by a pick. 20 to shoot for the Utes. Steins, straight away. Stop. Popcorn's in the air. Figueres picks it up. And now here come the Cuse. They have to give up the quality shots that Will Mark can see. Quick stick, almost too quick from Finn Thompson. And now let's see Utah try to clear. Utah's been set up pretty easily on offense as of late. Couldn't clear that time, and Spalina takes advantage of it. After several turnovers, the orange ride forces a turnover. And Spalina scores to make it 8-3 Orange.
Those are just the type of mistakes you can't make in a game like this. From day one, you learn when you're clearing, don't throw the ball into the middle of the field because, well, it leads to opportunities like this, and Syracuse just takes advantage of it. You can't pass it right in front of the net because even if it's caught, there could be a guy on the ball. When the goalie's out of the cage, you just cannot let that happen.
Right, because Spalina scored there, but Mason Cone, the starting Fogo, by the way, 9 for 9. Looks like Syracuse has figured out its face-off problem.
That's unreal.
6th best mark in the country. Spalina shot stopped in front and scooped up by Luca Pavetta, the long stick freshman. Tracked down by a short stick. Utah wraps it around. Charging in front. McMahon loses the ball. And it's picked up by Jake Spalina, Joey's brother.
We haven't heard much of him today. We were seeing a lot of Jake Spalina in the first 3 games. But this is the time of year where you want to give those guys experience. You want to make sure that everyone's ready when April comes, when those ACC games come. Because, yes, Maryland's important, but at the end of the day, you've got much bigger games down the road.
English to Thompson. He scores! Thompson rips it and sticks it to give the Cuse a 9-3 lead.
That's key. Finn Thompson has not looked like himself as of late. His shot just not there, but a ripper from 10 yards out. Perfect placement and the power on it. The Orange offense is rolling.
Yeah, there was no way that Lenskold could get there in time.
On his way and just tried to get the shot off before there was any pressure.
Junior midfielder Cody Hart. Straight away, his shot swallowed up by Will Mark.
Opportunities that have been lost. I still think it's unbelievable that this team has 9 goals already.
Roa to Muley. Lenskold makes the stop.
I mean, that's another one. You think that Muley's going to score on a shot like that.
First line midfield out. Leo, English, and Thompson. Leo backs down. His lefty sideliner finds the back of the net. Double team, no problem. SU up 10-3.
Michael Leo's shot has just improved so much over the offseason. the power and just the quick release makes it almost impossible to stop. He doesn't even really fully have his feet set here. He's in an awkward position. That's just straight upper body strength. The torque to just get all of his power behind it and beat the keeper.
His eyes set on Syracuse. He had number 22 hanging in his bedroom. But Utah, they can sort of monopolize the western part of the United States and in Canada. Lensgold, the Connecticut product, makes a save in the top right corner. Syracuse has 13 different states. But again, that's not counting Canadian provinces. They can also add up to both teams' rosters. McMahon, near side Moyer. Mark didn't know where it went. All he knows now is that Caden Cole has the ball, and his team is beginning to clear. Carter Rice swatted it from behind. He loses the ball. And the Utes scoop it up on the far side. Jake Spallina. "11 seconds to play. Steins begins for Utah. Face guarded by a long stick, Sam Alexo. Steins spins to his right, creates some space. Behind the back, shot goes wayward. Out of bounds with 1 second left. Might not be enough time. They try a last second feed, and it ends up in Will Mark's stick. Spallina keeps possession alive for SU.
Those are the type of shots that you want to get Finn Thompson. He's got that box across background. He's used to shooting on the small goals. Usually you'll see him hit the cage.
Spallina read all the way by Lensgold.
Yeah, just high to high. If you're Joey Spallina, you got to mix it up on the shots.
Steins with a goal and an assist. The only Ute with more than 1 point today. He gets the ball whacked out of his stick. The long stick midfielder, Sam Alexo, to Sam English, who races into the zone. Right in front, his pass to Spallina, intercepted. Utah can't keep possession. No goals yet here in the second half. We'll see if that changes with SU on offense right now. The third best offense in the ACC behind Notre Dame and Duke to start the season. Third best in the ACC, but sixth best in the country. Just shows you how good the Atlantic Coast is this year. Luke Roa, his shot right into Lensgold's stick. He didn't even have to move. A quick clear to Carson Moyer. Here comes Utah. The long stick Pavetta's shot tipped away by Mark. Steins.
Wyatt Hoddle stuck on the field again here.
Playing for the injured Jake Stevens. That's Horaton Watchlister. Will Mark eats a shot. Syracuse played a lot of freshman midfielders in high leverage situations, including Maryland last time out.
And the midfield is the hardest position to adjust to, moving from the high school to the college level, the speed of the game and everything around it. But Hoddle, in the limited time that we've seen him, has been really good.
And speaking of really good, Colin Lensgold has come out with a fire in the second half.
And again, a high shot there. If you're Syracuse, you got to start mixing it up. Mix up those angles.
Utah can't keep possession. Figueres shovels it to Dwan, and SU clears. How can the Orange solve the sophomore netminder?
You got to get better shots off. I like that Syracuse is being aggressive here and taking them, but there's no point in just taking a shot if it's going to go right into the goalie's stick.
Owen Hiltz creates some space. His shot lands right in his stick.
You see again there, high to high. That's just too easy.
Hiltz sets a screen for a Hoddle, but Spallina still has the ball.
He's got to go now.
12 to shoot. Spallina to his strong side. Shoots low and scores. Just do it yourself, 22. Spallina's second goal of the game makes it 11-3 Orange. First goal of the second half.
I wish he did that more often. Joey Spallina is such a strong player, such a physical player that when he gets his body into the defender, he just generates so much space for himself. And it's not the greatest shot in the world, but just enough to get it past the goalie. Lensgold got a tip of it, but Joey Spallina, I think he's got to be more aggressive, believe in himself, dodge more. I mean, how often do you hear that about a freshman?
Zach White crosses into the zone. Righty sidewinder, right into Will Mark's stick. Muley, 7 shots and just 1 goal. Spallina, rather Thompson, into the top right corner. From below the cage, like Spallina, Thompson rolls to his strong side and finds the top shelf. Syracuse is rolling here in the second half. Finn Thompson scores the second goal of the period for the Cuse. The Orange up 12-3 in a Wednesday matinee. Spins to the left. Behind the back pass from Steins. Utah moving the ball quickly, but Syracuse sniffs it out. Billy Dwan passes back to his goalie, Will Mark. Syracuse causes the turnover and successfully clears.
That was awesome team defense from the Orange.
How about this? Jake Spallina, he scores! Goal number one for number one. Jake Spallina scores his first goal.
I mean, how special is that for Jake Spallina? Goes down the middle of the field. Great placement there. Bottom of the right corner. I mean, that's a perfect shot there from a D midi. That's exactly what you want to see. And look at Joey Spallina here. You cannot find a more happier guy. This entire bench just so thrilled to see the freshman short stick midi score the goal.
He talked about this earlier. Jake Spallina, he made some solid plays on Syracuse's ride, and it turns into points. How about turning into points? Oh, Matt Wright almost found the back of the net. Colin Lenskold make the stop. Moyer has a long stick Matt Wright on him. Stein straight away. Will Mark saw it the whole way. Throws it up to Billy Dwan, who shovels it off to Spallina. What a crafty pass. Spallina to Moulet. One too many passes. Finds Moyer. Standing straight away, his shot tipped by Mark. Brand new shot clock at 60.
These little guys are always really fast. That's why they're playing at this Division I level, even though they're just 5'6", 5'7", but the Orange have been able to keep up.
Cody Hart's shot, stopped by Mark again. United Airlines have ice baths? I don't know. Bradbury swings it. Oh, a swim dodge from Hyde. Flag flies in the air. It looked like the ball went in the back of the net as Will Mark looked behind him.
I wonder if we're going to get a slash before the shot. And then there's also the conversation of, doesn't look like he stepped in the crease.
Now you see Vinny Trujillo's stick towards the right side. The officials are really deliberating this one.
I'm not sure what they're looking at here, whether it's the goal or not, or if it's the flag.
Call on the field, it's a good goal.
That is outrageous.
The flag is wiped out. You got it face off.
That is horrible. That is horrible.
Maybe when the helmet comes up, you stop.
Well,
Hey, it's not the rule. It's the new rule, is it not?
Yeah, so Ryan Steins, his helmet went off. He was in the far alley. His helmet got knocked up. He then pulled it back down. That's what the Syracuse coaches are so upset about, because we talked about this earlier. When the helmet comes off, the players are supposed to go off the field right away and not return until there's a dead ball. So
Steins, lefty sideliner misses. And Jordan Hyde's there to clean up the mess. 2 straight goals for the Utes. 13-5, Orange still on top.
and we've seen now both of these goals come in similar situations where Utah realizes there's a bit of chaos going on and decides, we got to go now. We got to attack the goal. And it works. When you're playing in a game like this with how good Syracuse is playing on the defensive end, you got to take advantage of the unsettled situations. That ball goes off the post. Guys lose their men, and Jordan Hyde just takes advantage of it.
Back at the face-off X, a contentious spot so far in this fourth quarter. Mason Cone wins it, races into the zone. Spallina rips it into the back of the net. SU answers right away with a face-off win and a goal.
Of course, this all starts off with the face-off win and how Mason Cone has just been so dynamic in everything that he's done this year. The almost no-look pass the entire time. It looks like he's going to get the shot off, then gives it to Spallina. And for Joey there, to mix up the angle on that shot, that's defense for the man down, as now you're playing 6-on-6 with guys who haven't seen the game once.
McMahon picks up the loose shot from DeMarzo, creates some space. Backpedals, lefty shot. Will Mark makes the save. Backpedals outside of the restraining zone. Leon. His pass to Hiltz, intercepted by the long stick, Joey Boylston. Hiltz ducked out of the way for it. Here come the Utes. The ball doesn't land in Hyde's stick. Muley has it. Going up against Cody Hart. Muley to Thompson on the doorstep. Lexgold makes the save. What a stop from Colin Lexgold. That allows Utah to clear. Cody Hart double teamed. Doesn't matter. Beats Will Mark between the legs. And the Utes trail 14-6. A stop on the defensive side turns into offense on the other.
Just great job there to run the fast break after turning it over last time. Cody Hart says, you know what, I'll just do it myself here. And a nice job, the high to low shot. That's where we've seen success today. Both these goalies are really good. Two of the best keepers in their respective conferences, so you have to mix things up when you're shooting.
Jackson Burtwistle, who scored the first goal in today's game, can't find the back of the net there. Pretty much in every hotspot in the country. Jacksonville, teams in the Midwest, in Ohio and Michigan, and Utah, the westernmost Division I program. Air Force and Lindenwood sprinkled in the middle there as well. Kate Faulkner rips one off the crossbar. Utes have a fresh 60.
It doesn't really fit the name of the Atlantic Sun when you have Utah in there.
Well, hey, I mean, Syracuse is about to be in an Atlantic Coast Conference with California, Southern Methodist, and Stanford. I mean, the All Coasts Conference, I guess?
You got, what, 20 teams in the Big Ten?
Oh, my goodness. Will Mark makes a big-time save right there. He's hardly moved back there. Pass in front, and a score! Patience is a virtue. Sam English finds the back of the net for the 5th time this season.
You said it, Joe. Patience is key. That's everything when you're running this type of offense, when you're forcing these off balls, because Utah did a great job on that possession. I can't give enough credit to the Utes for just how good of a job that they were doing face guarding, but eventually someone is going to find room. Someone is going to get free space.
It has gone up against Spallina, but he's hardly had to move because Spallina stands flat-footed below the cage. Johnny Mullen's shot misses high. He was going through those visualizations before the game today. He heads off to the sideline as Syracuse continues on offense. But Spallina versus DePonio, it was a matchup that we thought was going to be something of grand importance during today's game, but with Spallina just standing below cage, being more of a distributor, that matchup hasn't been there. Quick stick goal. That time you don't have to be patient. Jackson Burtwistle scores for the 2nd time today. SU back up 10.
And that's more of what I want to see in this Syracuse offense, because it all starts on a bit of a dodge. It's not a dodge towards goal necessarily by Christian Muley, but it's a dodge to get the offense going. It's to get the movement there. Hart backpedals into the zone to White. Straight away, he finds the back of the net. A creative entry for the Utes puts Utah back on the scoreboard. Look at this backpedal here from Hart. I love that, to continue to keep your eyes up. You're working in transition, and then again, it's mixing up that shot angle. That's a great shot there from Zach White to drawing the defense. He kind of fakes a pass for a second, almost draws the slide, and then he has the room because of the off-ball look, and then he gets the shot off.
So McCool gives up his first goal of the season. He's seen 6 shots early on. Mason Cone wins the face-off. Races into the zone. He wants more than a face-off win. He wants a goal! The 4th of the year for Syracuse's face-off specialist. And SU answers right back. Look at this. Wins the face-off at 47. The ball goes in the back of the net at 39.
I don't know how he does it. Mason Cone is 1 point away from his total last season.
English swims by a defender, spins back. Got a long stick now on him. Getting poked. English whips it on Cage, and Lenskol makes the save. Rebound. Away with a behind-the-back goal. Put that one on the highlight reel. Christian Muley scores his 2nd goal of the game.
And those are the type of offensive possessions that I've just been waiting to see. I almost want this team to be a little bit more selfish at times because there's so much focus on the ball movement, but they also have some elite dodgers, and there it's Sam English who does it, and he's so good. He gets that shot on Cage that it opens up the opportunities for rebounds, and then the behind the back there from Christian Muley. I don't think anyone was expecting it. He places it well.
Players on the team that logged time. Connor O'Neill was a 1995, or rather his dad, Pat, was a 1995 Big East first teamer, and he was a member of Syracuse football's all-century team as a punter. His mom, Heather, was a Big East first teamer as well. Utah with one last stab in this East versus West battle. Grandstaff, his pass falls out of the stick, and that does it. Syracuse wins 18-7 over Utah in the first ever battle between the Orange and the Utes. SU balloons to 4-1 on the early season.